So the concept of life and death has been really interesting between me and some of my friends, so today we decided to sit down and just talk about it, Hope you guys enjoy. Well, first, I think talking about after death, you have to talk about, like, religion and everything in general, Because I think, personally, religion was just, like, made to control people, And I say that because, like, I always have, like, this dilemma in my head, okay? Hypothetically, right? If I was gonna shoot up a school, and, like...
Chris.
Hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, right? If I was gonna shoot it
in a video game, say in a video game.
In a video game, okay. If I was gonna shoot up a school, right? Okay. Hypothetically, if I was gonna shoot up a school, right? I no longer care about my life, okay? I don't care about my life. I already know that I'm probably gonna die. Or I'm gonna spend the rest of my life in prison, right? But if someone tells me, oh yeah, if you do like this major act of violence, then after you die, you're gonna be subjected to like an infinity of like torture and shit like that. Then like I might start like I might start like reconsidering my actions,
Yeah.
Damn right. I'm Spider-Man around.
I honestly, my opinion kind of differs a little bit, but I do agree about the control. I think that religion was created to give people solace and give people comfort in their own morality, in their own existence, because I feel like we're thrown into this unfair situation,
Yeah.
Like we're not in control of anything, or we're not in control of most things, like our surroundings, what we're born into, the world, like, generally.
Yeah.
So where did it come from?
No, I get that, and most people don't understand like how like fragile humans like mortality is. Most people, they can't like sit down and like understand like the concept of just like death and stuff like that. Because it's eventually gonna happen to everybody. Like even the people who are gonna be watching this video, everybody in this call one day is gonna die. And just like saying that, yeah, everybody's gonna die, and just like saying that. It's just like saying that over and over and over again makes you just realize that like how like
life
fragile you are,
Yeah.
It's like anything can happen at any second. So I think death is like beautiful, I think death gives like a meaning to life. I feel like if we just like respawned over and over and over again, then like life wouldn't really have any meaning,
W.
It's like when you download a mod menu in GTA and you spend like 80 million in 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
I mean, like, what's the game for? What's the game for at that point?
Yeah, for real. It's just like it's exactly like GTA, right? As soon as you download a mod menu, because everything in GTA is about money, right? As soon as you download a mod menu, and like inside our situation, the mod menu would be us just like infinitely responding. As soon as you download a mod menu, nothing matters anymore. In GTA, you can do like whatever you want. You can get whatever you want in everything,
right now. Oh, JP, you can see this.
Yeah, you are in GTA right now.
That's Los Santos.
But like in general, I just think it's like, I don't know. I think it's scary. I really think it's scary.
Just so like, beautiful though.
It's beautiful, but it's also scary at the same time because you don't know what.
A lot of things are beautiful and scary.
The shit I'm doing this year is insanity.
I feel
Made the
like
beat that murdered it. Casey Anthony.
Yeah.
Bars. I feel like after death, it's like we don't know what happens, and that's scary. Because there's so many different religions, there's so many things that could happen. Like inside of India, I was talking to this guy who worshipped, I think it's Hindu. Okay, and he was like, oh yeah, I live in India, and like if a cow like grazes inside the street, if the cow's like sitting inside of a street, just like sitting and chilling, we don't honk at the cow, we just let the cow like chill and peacefully move on, because they believe that like
they're divine creatures.
Yeah, and I really respect people who can put like their entire lives or to have such devotion to
Hold up, I gotta cut a sirloin in the fridge right now. I'm gonna be right back. I'm hungry.
Okay.
I gotta cut a sirloin.
This is crazy.
Alright, I just have like such respect.
Crazy.
I just have like such respect for people who just can devote like their entire lives to like worshipping something, like being devoted to like a singular like process and like a singular thing, And I don't know. I feel like mainly like religious people get like hate on, But like just to have that level of devotion, it's just like it's a lot. But like even religion in general, it's as I said, like, it's still like a scary process, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
I think, Wyatt Phil. I do not know what I was just gonna say.
That's perfect.
I don't know. I feel like if we try and search for meaning in everything, then I feel like nobody's ever gonna be happy.
Nah, I get that. Yeah.
And like again, we're like thrown into this unfair situation when we try and find reasons why, so we can feel a little more comfortable because people are scared of what they don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a natural human reaction, but I think your meaning in life is what you make it, and you're living despite this unfair situation that you're thrown into, and your mere existence is just in spite of all the confusing things that are happening, like everything that doesn't make sense.
That's why people go to church. So that's why people use church. It's because it just gives you that. You have that base that you're like, okay, this is exactly what's gonna happen to me, and I just get to build my life around that, and it's easy, and it has good family values, and it provides somewhere for my kids to grow up that's not like yucky, so that they're nice people when they grow up. Like, that's why people like church.
It gives people comfort. It gives people guidance.
Yeah.
I feel like, well, you were like, John, you were like adopted into like the church, right? You were going to become what is it called, a monastery or something like that, right?
What?
Weren't
Missionary?
Yeah, missionary, right?
I mean, that's like a part of most churches.
Yeah, but like you were born into like the atmosphere. Did that like affect your personality ever growing up? Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, okay, so to set up this, I was in like, I feel like this is a very normal experience, but I was probably like 3 years old when I joined the church, but all my memories are from when I was in the church. And then we left when I was like 13, and we like realized that it was all like kind of fake and stuff. Not fake, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, up to then, it was like no swearing, no dating before you're 16, no, like, all these rules and all these things that are set up that I'm like, okay, these are bad things. This is what sinners do. Sinners do these things. And so, and also, surprisingly, they taught us, like gay was bad.
Oh, wow.
And like there were other weird things like that. And so I grew up thinking all these things, and then at like maybe 13, 14, maybe 15, I don't know. I don't think it was 15 though. I think it was 13, 14. All of that was just torn from me. Like, all the afterlife things and all the teachings and all those rules are just like, it's fake. And I'm like, okay.
Alright.
Okay. So what do I do now?
Did you really like not have a sense of like identity after that? You know, because you were like such closely tied to the church and that way of living. You know.
I mean, in a religious sense, in like a spiritual sense, I felt like I lost my identity because I didn't know what to do after that. Because in the church, I never had to think about like the afterlife in a scary way because I knew exactly where I was going. You know what I mean? I knew the rules I had to follow, I knew the things I had to do. But then when you're told that's fake, it's like, oh, so then what actually happens? What's real?
Yeah. So how did your parents?
Every single thing that you do.
Yeah, it does. It really does. How did your parents like break the news to you though? Like, how did they? Was it just like one day they woke up and was like, we're no longer doing this, or was it like a major event that happened?
So it wasn't. They didn't force us out, and they never. After this point, they never pushed any sort of belief onto us. They were like, we like didn't discuss afterlife and stuff again. We never talked about that stuff.
Even now?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like a forbidden topic, but it just never gets. I mean, how many times do you talk about the afterlife with your family? You know?
Yeah.
Um,
Kind of
but
awful, honestly.
what were you saying? How was the news broken? It was just like my brother had been had problems with the church for a bit, and then it's just like
it just kind of just like it was like a gradual process. Essentially.
yeah, because they introduced it to us and they're like, hey, we're gonna stop going to church or something like that, but they're like, we'll still bring you if you want to go and like all that stuff,
okay.
and they like asked us how we felt about leaving first. And I was like, I was fine with it because it just meant I didn't have to go to Sunday school because Sunday school sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was just like, I was fine with that, but I didn't really think about it until later.
I totally get that. My main thing with like religion, because I was brought up in like a religious household, but like it wasn't like overly religious. You know, I still had like free will to like believe in my own things. But like other people who like grew up with me who were like really religious, and once they found out, and once they like separated themselves from, I saw them go through like an identity crisis, essentially. You know, just like they didn't know what happened after that, and they didn't know like they thought like their family like basically like sent them to like damnation because their entire family like left the church. You know,
It's yeah. I mean, like yeah. Like I said, it makes you face the concept of death at a lot earlier of an age than maybe you would. And you have to grapple with that. And that's like a crazy topic.
Do you guys think that the concept of death should be like taught in schools and stuff like that? You know?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think like all the different religions, like all like the basics of different religions, should be taught in school and be like, hey, you're gonna die one day? Do you think that should be like that concept?
Probably not. Probably not.
Really, why not?
There's a separation of church and state for a reason, you know?
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. I forgot about that.
And like, some people might not be comfortable with that shit being taught in schools, and it would cause, I feel like overall it would just cause more harm than good.
Yeah, I don't see how good
Like,
it
I do agree that it would, like, be beneficial in expanding knowledge of that sort of stuff, but also, I feel like it should be more the family's place to, like, teach moral shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
No,
obviously,
I get that.
be a good person, fucking do unto others as you would unto yourself.
Yeah.
That's lit.
No, that's lit. Yeah, I get that. You know, I was kind of just saying that because like I think the idea of just like knowing what happens or like having that conversation with like multiple people, just like what we're doing right now. I think this is like really important to people growing as like people and like persons and stuff like that. You know, I say that because like even serial killers, after they do what they do, it's like, oh yeah, I changed and I'm so remorseful for what I did just because they believe in God now. But on the same hand, the reason why I personally don't believe in God is because of this dilemma, right? Let's say a serial killer kills somebody and says, God told me to do this. What are you supposed to say in response to that, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I think...
I think the example you use, that's not a normal person.
Yeah.
That's like to do that you would have to be crazy.
No, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
But I don't know. I feel
Maybe crazy people aren't crazy.
Well,
Maybe they're just seeing the world in its true state.
everybody has their own definition of what is normal and what's
I get that. Yeah, I get that. But back to like the central subject, right? Okay, we're gonna go one person at a time, right? Wyatt, what do you think happens after death?
I think the preface is I think it doesn't matter, honestly.
It doesn't matter?
Because, no. I mean, as long as you know, cherish the experiences that you have while you're alive, I think I don't know, it doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're gone. We don't have an impact on the world anymore, you know, unless you're like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. But
feel like little boys.
yeah,
So do you think like so
Hey,
you,
it's 10 p.m. somewhere.
yeah. So like you don't believe that like we like reincarnate or anything? You think we're just like
I believe that energy. I mean, energy is never created or destroyed, and I think that whatever happens when that energy leaves your body, manifests into another life,
okay.
or something like a thought, or like a star, or something. I don't know.
Yeah. That'd be
Because-
crazy though. You
That's
know?
beautiful.
Yeah.
There's so much energy in the universe, and that energy was put into us, and it was put into this body, this vessel, and I think that my job as a person, or my purpose as a person, is to foster that and build up that sort of karma, and build up, like, just nurture that energy that you were so blessed to have, like it's a 1 in a million chance that you're you, and you have the energy that you have, and you have the sort of personality and whatever that you were given, and it's your job to foster those good things and build up that good karma and send that energy back into the universe better than you found it. You know?
No, that's beautiful, you know? Now that, like, every time... That's really beautiful, you know? That just makes me think that, like, imagine all the stars inside the universe are just, like, past people, you know, who have once died. That's really beautiful. How about you, John? What do you think happens after death?
I don't really think about it, because I don't find a reason to think about it. And I think thinking about it is like, you're never gonna know. You will never know what happens after death unless you die, and that can lead to very dark places. So you just I don't think there's a point in thinking about it.
No, I get that. Yeah, I get that. How about you, Drew? What do you think?
Let's see here. I think I got 3 theories. Not really
What
theories,
theories?
just like three possibilities in my mind.
Okay.
I feel like number 1, everything just goes black. You're not conscious. There's no thoughts. You're gone. You're not aware that you're dead because you don't exist anymore.
Ooh.
And
I got a question.
that's how what's up?
Would it be black? Like,
I don't see color.
or is that just like? Because I feel like it wouldn't be any color.
I feel like it would be the color that you see when you close your eyes. Because when you close your eyes, what color do you see?
Even when you're closing your eyes,
I see like black and blue.
your eyelids.
I see like
You're
red.
still looking at something when you close your eyes.
Looking at your eyelids.
And it's just dark. But like,
Whatever happens when you're asleep,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
minus dreams, minus everything that your brain makes up for you to look at.
I had a dream that we had a second basement.
JP's telling me
Is it
about that.
cool?
That was scary.
Cool. It was
It's
really
too dark
cool.
to explore right now.
It was too dark.
It's
Too
getting
far
dark.
at the
Can't
moment.
explore. It's getting too dark.
It told me and the
JP,
dream.
it's getting too dark.
There's
Okay.
a 2,000-foot deep hole under you.
I want to say that.
Okay, anyway. Second theory is like actual heaven and hell, you know? Like,
Yeah, so how
Whatever
does God
lineage.
determine you're a good boy or not?
Yeah.
that determines whether daddy's little girl has behaved herself.
How does
Yeah, but
Daddy's
how,
little girl
though?
know? How does
Yeah.
Daddy's little girl know?
Is it like
gotta have faith.
fucking... Is it like Santa?
Because that's just so
Yeah.
that's so biased. Because everything
But
like the
and-
rules like 200 years ago wouldn't apply today because everything's different.
That's true.
Yeah. just like the Constitution. But anyway, you know, and my
But at least they
third.
revise that shit sometimes.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I have the talking stick.
Sir.
And third is like reincarnation, like Wyatt was saying. You sort of your energy like gets transferred into something else.
Yeah.
I would want to come back as a bird. My favorite animal is a hammerhead shark, but fuck the ocean because that's scary.
That's a
Yeah.
bird.
Mm.
And birds, they like fly around, they see the world, they migrate, and that's wonderful.
And they get shredded.
Yeah.
They get shredded and
Yeah,
flame
what,
turbines.
why the fuck would you want to be a bird? Actually, no. You know what? New question, okay, bro? That pissed me off. Why the fuck would you want to be a bird?
You just fly around, you're free, you're not tied down, you
Yeah.
just travel the world. That's
They
what I
only
want to do.
talk
when I grow up.
about
Honestly-
bird things like eating worms and flying.
I get that. Yeah, I get that. I would want to be like. What would I want to be? I would want to be like a cat. I think being a cat in New York City, bro. That would
Yeah.
be so lit.
So you get run over by fucking taxi?
Yeah, you
No,
want
I-
to get kicked around by pedestrians and
Kick around? What? Is that what
Yeah,
people
but
in New
they
York?
kick stray cats in New York.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
yeah, you didn't know that they line them up like a football. And they just-
Bro.
It's like that scene from Peanuts, but they actually
Yeah.
hold the ball.
yeah, yeah, she holds the ball for him finally, but the ball is a cat in New York City.
The cat's yowling. It's like,
No, I was
This,
thinking.
this cannot be
There's a
put in
whole
the
army of
pod.
cats and they bring one to sacrifice to be punted
Sacrifice.
and they're running up
in the intersection.
and the cat goes,
The light turns green and you punt the cat.
If
No.
I
that's the sound of the cat flying over the
If I had to be reincarnated into anything, I would want to be a tree.
A tree? Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
nice. That'd be
So
peaceful.
you get
as
chopped
fuck.
down and burned.
I want to be a cat in
like-
New York City.
I would like to be a tree somewhere.
I think I want to be a cat in New York City.
And
Yeah.
I would just be.
What about
I
you,
would-
Chris?
I
You haven't
would
shared.
be-
I think I think what you're saying is really beautiful. Okay, but like back to the cat in New York City. Okay, I
Okay,
would.
what would you want to be, Chris? JP and I both shared, and so is Wyatt. What would you want to be if you were reincarnated?
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me tell you why a cat. Okay, because
But what would you be? You never actually said. It was just me, JP, and then Wyatt. But you haven't gone yet.
He said he would be a cat.
yeah, we'd be a cat.
In New
Where?
York City?
Yeah, New York
Yeah.
City.
Oh, real original, buddy.
No. I'm saying that because like cats are just like they're so like flexible and shit, you know, and they can't die from fall damage, and like they
Yeah.
just like they.
What's your favorite Pokemon, Chris?
Snorlax, bro.
Snorlax is so fucking cool, dude.
Bro, he's just chilling.
Snorlax. He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know my favorite
That's one-
Pokemon?
Who's your favorite Pokemon?
Well, it's a water type.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
What is it?
Don't say it.
No,
Don't say it.
no,
I know what it is. It's an evolution. It's an
no,
evolution. It's a
no,
water type.
I'm so
no.
lost. Who is
It
it?
evolves from something,
Stop.
and it's a water type.
Stop.
Who?
Stop.
Pikachu?
No. Nigga.
I already said the Pokemon
Who is it?
or the type or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's a water type. Okay. Who is it? Who is it?
Water. It's an
No.
evolution.
It's not an evolution. It's Samurai, you fucking swine.
What?
It's
Oh,
Samurai.
me and Maya were thinking about something different.
Yeah,
I
you were
was thinking about
Vaporeon.
Vaporeon, yeah. Because it's a flashlight, obviously.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, also, I've never.
Have you never read that copy pasta?
Yeah, I have.
Vaporeon is
That's
just
like the
fucking.
that's like the pink blob thing, right?
Did you read it too?
Oh,
The Vaporeon
it's
is like a
Leo.
blue. It's like a blue water cat thing.
Don't pull up the copy box. We can move on.
Okay. Yes, we can move on.
Someone send it to me. If someone send it to me, I want to read it. I've actually never read it. I've never even heard of it.
So
Read it in private.
yeah, read it later.
You know
Okay.
that in terms of male and human.
No, read it later. Read it later. Read it later.
Male
Read it later.
and female Pokemon.
No.
breeding.
Why?
Vaporeon must be
Why?
Pokemon.
Please don't. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Why? Please don't. Please don't. Okay. Back to the topic, right? Okay.
Why be good?
Why? You said you want to be reincarnated back into a tree.
I would.
Do you think?
Okay.
Do you think trees have consciousness, or?
Living doesn't matter if you're conscious.
No, I think that. Yeah.
Like I don't know. I feel like every little creature is in its own little world and has its own perception of said world, like we do.
No.
and I think trees. I think they have they have a very old worldview because a lot of trees have seen a lot of shit.
Yeah, of course.
Like they're almost immortal, and they just thrive on their own. you know, and they have their own little ecosystem in it, and I think it's like a living house kind of. I don't know.
Do you think it's wrong to end something's life though? Like, let's say it's like a little tree, right, or like a little spider. Do you think it's wrong to end that like thing's life?
I think that I don't know. I think that you're depriving it an opportunity to do what you wish to do, which is I'd assume to live out the rest of your life. And once again, like foster that energy that you've been given, and I feel like just taking that free will away from something isn't fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I really get that. I feel like
Yeah, but they also live for like 2 days and can't think.
Okay, how do you know that they can't think?
yeah, that's true.
Because they ain't got no brain. Science
I guess
liberal.
again,
Science liberal.
I think that
What if
everything
I were to
has
take an
its
ice pick to
own
your head?
perception of the
What if I
world.
give you a lobotomy right now?
Whether it's complex or not, everything has their own perception of the world. Like
Do you think
have your-
animals can talk to each other?
I think that they can communicate, not talk to each other in a way that,
Look at the
like,
bees, they got their dances.
yeah,
Ants
yeah.
have chemical communication.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Everything has its own complex.
Ants actually have
way
a
of-
higher intelligence relative to their size than humans.
It's crazy.
Like-
yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
So it's like
chimera
you just squash
on a
them.
hundred.
Everything has its own complexities and its own intricacies, and I think that respecting that is valuable because I feel like everybody else has their own little sentiments that they hold on to.
Yeah, I get that. You know what I find really scary? Ants control like continents, right? Like
Mhm.
there's like massive gang wars between like ants and shit like that, And I think that's like so fucking
The
scary.
Plants vs.
I
Plants.
think that's epic.
Yeah, I think it's scary, but I think it's cool at the same time, Just like how many like ants, just like such little things as they like bond together, they can do like such amazing things, just like humans.
I think that it's so strange that almost everything has its own innate need to, like, I don't know, to grow
yeah.
and to harm anything else that stands in the way of said growth.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Because, like, if you see something that can immediately harm you, you already know your initial reaction. It's the fight or fight reaction,
Your initial
Fight, flight,
reaction
or
is
fawn.
Yeah,
Sometimes you freeze. I'd
Yep.
freeze.
yeah, it depends,
You become a little ice pop in the streets.
You just freeze. You're like a deer in headlights, right?
Yup.
It makes you think, like, man, these ants have these gang wars.
Yeah,
These humans have these big wars.
yeah, that's true.
Humans
And
have gang wars as well.
everything has its own innate need to survive and have its own space and have that space protected.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that really is incredible. I think.
Why?
I
Who do you
think.
think? Sorry. You
Hmm?
can go.
I think saying that is also like it's interesting too, because like many like racist people say that too, It's kind of just like the need of just like, oh yeah, I don't think racism is like a good thing whatsoever, no matter the context.
I feel like it's purely animalistic in the sense that it's someone who doesn't look like you, and your immediate response is to hound that person and dislike them and harm them.
Yeah,
And I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's simple and it's ignorant and it's like almost primal.
yeah,
I
it's
feel-
what is it called? It's primal basically. Yeah. I think it's just a
think
disgusting.
Racism is primal.
Huh?
I don't think racism is primal.
I mean that in the way that, like, again, everything has its own little urge for self-preservation, and like, I don't know, the sentiment like, oh, you don't look like me, therefore I don't like you. I feel
Yeah.
I do see that.
I feel like it's very.
I was not born and just immediately popped out the womb hating black people.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Also,
just
not
like,
saying I do now. Not saying that changed since I
Okay.
popped out the womb.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good.
I
I think
just-
it's like, I think it's the same thing with like gay people. You know, people
Right.
trying to like understand gay people and stuff like that. You know, it's like, oh yeah, you don't. Because like every guy for the most part, you know, every guy they can relate with another guy. Like, oh yeah, I want this woman. You know, like woman is like the thing that I want. But as soon as another male enters the equation who doesn't like women, who likes men instead,
I mean, who doesn't like boys?
for
At least a
real,
little bit.
whoever like enters the equation is just like, oh yeah, I don't like a woman, I like guys and stuff like that, you know? It's like, I don't know, it creates a lot of hate. And I think like homophobia and stuff like that is really prevalent nowadays, you know? People are not even trying to hide it, you know?
like I said earlier, like, what was I saying? Shit, fuck. We were talking about gay people. Gay
Racism.
people.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah,
People are afraid of what they don't understand,
that's true.
and
Yeah.
trying to categorize everything and put everything into these little boxes, like, you know, people do with religion and
Oh,
and
that's
the
true.
afterlife and everything. I feel like, you know, again, it's that kind of like animalistic need for me. I'm important. What I believe is important, and I don't have to understand anything else
get that.
because what I believe is so important. And
Yeah.
I feel like the capability to understand, and the capability for empathy, and the ability to just listen and understand that not everything is about you, and we're all put here, whether it's for a reason or not, and we have to live together.
Yeah, people are so
And-
mean nowadays for no
and
reason.
The ability to understand is what led to so much invention, and it's what led to so much revolution and like, you know, it's what created civilized society.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I feel like
Shit
people
like-
are like,
Homophobia are not that, and therefore they're uncivilized.
that's true. I feel like people are so mean nowadays for no reason, you know? I feel like if people just sat down with themselves and was just like, you know, I've been mean today, I need to like apologize for what I've done. You know, people, they don't want to apologize for being mean unless they get in trouble for it, you know? I think it's really important to just sit down with yourself and be like, how was I today to other people? You know,
Yeah.
was I nice today to other people? Was I mean today for no reason to other people, you know? Just like personal experience, people who I work with, right? They're really like rude and mean to me for like no reason. They're really rude and mean to the customers for no reason whatsoever. You know? Just like, just because you're having like a terrible or like shitty day, right? It doesn't mean you have to put somebody else down. I feel like people are really just like looking for like the next ego boost and lift and stuff like that, you know? But back to the
Yeah.
topic of religion. I feel like we need a like new religion, you know? Because the old religions like Christianity and stuff like that.
Oh,
it
I
puts
heard of one
people-
actually.
It puts people down, you know? It really puts people down. It puts gay people down. It puts too many rules and regulations on people
I
in
would
their
say
free
all
will.
Christianity because there's a lot of different.
There's different.
Yeah, they got different groups and denominations.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. I
So I
still
wouldn't bubble it all up.
Like a lot of things are just, it's everybody's, not everybody, I wouldn't say, but a lot of people's knee-jerk reaction, their like natural instinct is to be selfish.
that's true. And I feel like we need to change that within society, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people just need to understand, like, again, we're all put here, whether it's for a reason or not, doesn't matter. You know, what matters is that we stop focusing on the fucking reason, because at this point there might as well not be one. You stop focusing on the reason and you start focusing on how can I live my best life despite living like Larry, despite
Living like Larry, alright?
Exactly.
That's, yeah, I get that, alright? Alright, so, would anybody like to add anything else? Or are we ending it on living like Larry?
I feel like
Living like
Scientology.
Larry.
Living
I feel like Scientology is pretty cool.
Scientology, yeah.
Definitely interesting.
That's that new religion I heard about. They like, there's like an open house type thing, and they like, it's
Yeah,
actually,
what do they do?
they're really
It's
not
for,
that
like-
bad.
it's for,
It
like,
was just like team building exercises and stuff, and they just ask for small donations so they could like spread the good word. And like, I really support it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I get that.
You know,
Yeah.
you keep on keeping on, Drew.
Alright, guys. Thank you for watching. Living like Larry. Alright, can we get a living like Larry from everybody?
Living like
Living like Larry. Living like Larry.